Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland Reviewer, and I'm here to review Tag. So, I remember seeing the trailer for this and saying, this is based on a true story. Really though, this is a true story, and that trailer made me laugh so much, and I'm just like, where'd this film come from? And I was so excited to see this, and I got to see it, and it is a lot of fun, and that's the kind of film this is, and there's a lot of great energy from Jeff Tomsic, who directs this film, about this group of friends who have been playing the same game of tag for 1 month every year, and it's May, and their one friend, played by Jeremy Renner, is getting married, and it's like, we gotta get him. This is the last time we get to do this, because apparently he's gonna retire. And they go, chaos ensues, and there's so much great energy, such a great pulsing pace to this film, and you never feel like this slows down or it becomes boring. There's always a lot of energy between this action sequences, and there's quite a bit, and I'll get to that in a minute, and all the character interactions. There's some surprising action and suspense in this film. The action sequences are amazing, and there's one particular scene in the woods that really builds up some real tension, and it's just like, holy crap. I'd honestly kind of like Jeff Tomsic to direct like an actual action movie, because like this, I guess you could loosely call this an action comedy, because like they treat all these tag sequences like legitimate action sequences with like hand-to-hand combat and chase sequences. It's like, holy crap. And they really went there. And I'm going to make this reference. If you ever saw the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes films, you're going to enjoy some of the action sequences in this. And I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to completely spoil it. But this film is really funny. I laughed a lot. And there's some interesting characters, and they have some interesting quirks. They have interesting ways of interacting with each other. And this is a really great premise. And I can't believe this is a real thing, but like, they found a great story and was like, let's roll with this and make this all it can be, because they turned it up to 11 and really went there with it in terms of the tag sequences. And surprisingly, so like Larry Blandford is the cinematographer, the shot composition and how they put the action together and really shoot this film is fantastic. And there's some really cool shots, especially like camera up in the person's face as they're running. Those shots are really cool. And this really reminds me of Game Night. Like, Game Night was actually a much better film than Tag, but they both go in the same vein of like, this has surprising effective action for a comedy, and I was really surprised by both of these films. And the real standouts though, Jeremy Renner is hilarious. He really brings the action and the physicality to the action sequences and really sells them. And it's hilarious when I found out that, look, I don't think it's funny that he broke both his arms, but like, of all movies, you break both your arms filming Tag and not like an Avengers movie. After seeing this film, I can see why. He goes to the wall with the stunts that he does in this film. And then Hannibal Buress is so amazing in this film, with just his weird affect and his strange perspective on everything in life, and his delivery, that dry humor, is just fantastic. And it's a very well-rounded cast, with Ed Helms, who usually annoys the hell out of me. I think he did a really good job. Isla Fisher just goes nuts, and she's hilarious because she's just like a loose cannon kind of character. John Hamm is charming, goofy, and kind of idiotic at points. And then Jake Johnson with his they kind of really leave this out, but he's like the real stoner of the movie, and he really plays that role well. But not every joke hits. Some of it's not that funny, and they do go, I think, way too far with some of the jokes. And like in movie, they even like commentate on it, but it really doesn't work for me, and that kind of took me out of the film. It honestly lacks emotional resonance. There's points where it's like this tries to get really emotional and really deep and heavy, and I'm just like, it didn't really work for me. There's some moments that worked, but there's some that go really hard, and it gets distasteful at some points where I'm just like, this isn't like Dinner for Schmucks distasteful, because that I laughed so hard watching that movie, but that's honestly one of the most mean-spirited things I've ever watched. And I feel like this film can be pretty shallow, which is fine. It's a fun film, and honestly, some of the characters are really wasted, don't get a whole lot to do. It's like, why is Rashida Jones here? I love Rashida Jones. I love to watch Rashida Jones, but like she doesn't get much to do at all, and her character's kind of like, why are you here? But overall, this is a lot of fun. It's not a great film. It's a fun time at the movies, and if you want to go out to the theaters with your friends and like get a few laughs and really enjoy it together, I think that's when it's worth watching this in theaters. If you're just going because like I want to make sure that I check out this movie, I think this can wait till like streaming and stuff like that. But honestly, some of the action sequences might actually be worth it. Like, don't go pay like $13. And it's not that worth it, but like if you go to like a cheaper showing, go with some friends, enjoy the laughs, enjoy your friends' time with them. If you have that one friend that always reacts fantastically to movies, I do. It's my friend John, my other brother, and I kind of wish he was there when I was watching this movie. But it's a lot of fun. It's a fun film. You'll enjoy it. I would go check out Tag. Recommend it.